Jason Miller, a 35-year-old mechanic, lived a quiet life tucked away in the outskirts of a forgotten Colorado town. His garage sat at the edge of Route 87, surrounded by rusting road signs, cracked asphalt, and dry grass that hadn't seen rain in weeks. Life hadn't handed Jason many blessings. 5 years ago, he lost his wife in a car crash that shattered every dream he'd ever had. Since then, he poured himself into engines and carburetors, finding peace in fixing what was broken. The garage wasn't much, but it was honest. And it was his one Thursday afternoon. Dark clouds rolled over the mountains, and the air turned heavy with rain. Jason was under a lifted truck when the squeal of tires and a soft thud outside the garage made him roll out to look. A sleek black SUV had stopped right in front of the entrance. The passenger door opened and a tall woman stepped out. She wore a beige trench coat, a silk scarf around her head, and large dark sunglasses that masked most of her face. Even before she spoke, Jason knew she didn't belong around here. She walked up slowly. "Car trouble," she said, her voice calm but distant. "It won't start. Maybe the starter motor." Jason nodded and motioned her toward the garage. Her shoes clicked softly on the concrete floor as she followed. He popped the hood, glanced inside, and confirmed it was indeed the starter. As he worked, he noticed her posture, the way she stood stiffly yet alert, like someone used to being watched or doing the watching. She wasn't just passing through. He didn't ask. "I don't get many strangers around here," Jason said, casually tightening a bolt. "Especially not in vehicles like that." The woman gave a slight nod. "I'm just driving. Needed to get away from the city for a while." Jason didn't press. Years of small-town life had taught him that people's silences often said more than their words. Instead, he focused on the repair. The job took longer than usual, not because of the car, but because of the quiet tension in the air. She kept watching him, but not with suspicion. It was almost curiosity, as if she was trying to see something he didn't realize was visible. When he finished, the sun was dipping low, casting warm light through the dusty windows of the garage. Jason handed her the keys. She didn't take them right away. Instead, she stared at his grease-covered hand, then slowly reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a card black with a silver V logo on it. No name, just a number. She handed it to him before finally accepting the keys. "You didn't ask why I was really here," she said softly. Jason tilted his head. "Didn't think it was my business," he replied. "You needed help. That's enough." She looked at him, something unreadable behind her sunglasses, then smiled faintly. "That's rare." With that, she turned, walked back to the SUV, and disappeared down the road. Jason stood there long after the engine faded into the distance, holding the strange black card. He placed it gently on his workbench beside the old radio. No name, no explanation. Just a logo that meant nothing to him yet. That night, sleep didn't come easily. He kept thinking about the way she had looked at the garage, at him, like she'd come there on purpose. He didn't know it yet, but that woman wasn't just a stranger in trouble. She had been looking for something, or someone. And somehow, she'd found it in a man who still believed in helping without expecting anything in return. The days that followed felt strangely hollow. Jason went back to fixing trucks and tuning engines, but the woman lingered in his thoughts. The business card sat untouched on his workbench, the silver V logo catching sunlight every morning. He kept telling himself to forget it, that she was just another traveler. But something about her voice so calm, so measured, made him believe she hadn't been lost at all. On the fourth night, after hours of pacing, he finally picked up the phone. He dialed the number. The line rang once. Then a man answered. Asterisk, Mr. Miller, the voice said smoothly. We've been expecting your call. Asterisk, Jason hesitated. Who is this? Asterisk, the man didn't answer directly. You helped someone very important to us. She would like to return the favor. Before Jason could respond, the line went dead. He stared at the phone in disbelief. 28 minutes later, the rumble of tires outside broke the quiet. He stepped out of the garage. A black SUV, different from the last one, pulled up to the edge of the lot. Tinted windows. Polished chrome. The driver's door opened. The woman stepped out, but she wasn't the same. Asterisk, she was sharper now. A crisp navy blazer, tailored slacks, sleek heels, no scarf, no sunglasses. Her eyes were piercing, confident, like someone who made the world move when she spoke. I couldn't tell you before, she said, approaching slowly, but my name is Vanessa Kane, CEO of KaneTech. Jason blinked. He'd heard of it, one of those billion-dollar companies doing things he couldn't understand. I've been watching this town, she said. Watching you? Your work? Your choices? Jason was speechless. Why me? He asked again. Asterisk, she stepped closer. Because you helped me without asking questions. Because when I broke down, you didn't see power or money, you saw someone who needed help. I want to build something new. Something real. I need people like you. She motioned toward the SUV. Come with me. Jason hesitated, but climbed in. They drove 10 miles outside town, past the ridge, to a clearing under development. Towering. Steel skeletons rose from the ground. Crews worked late under bright floodlights. This is KaneTech's next venture, Vanessa said. A research and development campus. We'll need builders, thinkers, people who know how to solve problems. Asterisk, Jason stared at the massive structure. And you want me to, what, work here? Asterisk, I want you to lead one of the floors, she said. Prototype operations. You'll have a team, a lab, a 6-figure salary. But more than that, you'll have a say in what we build. You'll help shape something bigger. Jason looked down at his grease-stained hands. He was just a mechanic. He'd never had power, never led anything. But something about her voice, her certainty, made him believe he could. He thought of all the years spent alone in that garage, helping people no one else noticed. Asterisk, he looked up at the campus again. Something stirred in his chest. Possibility. Not for wealth or status, but for meaning. For the first time in years, the idea of a future didn't scare him. It pulled him forward. He turned to Vanessa, extended his hand without wiping off the grease. I'm in, he said quietly. Her expression softened into a smile. I knew you would be. And just like that, the man who thought he'd be buried in that old garage found a new beginning because he helped a stranger who wasn't lost at all. She had been looking for him the entire time. Asterisk.